Alright, for this last tutorial I'm going to show you how to apply some ornaments to this mesh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on grass billboards here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you these settings, and I'm going to use the default settings. The mean height is the minimum height at which the billboards are going to be generated, which is 0. 0 is about here. The maximum height is 10, which is about here. So only in this between this height and this height are the billboards going to be generated. And one important thing is that the billboards are only going to be created in the XC plane with some threshold, which I'm going to explain right now. So the density is how packed these billboards are going to be. If I put this slider backwards, it will create a small number of billboards, and if I move it forward, it will create a large number of billboards. I'm going to leave it by default in 0.5. This is the slope. So the slope works this way. The more slope you have, the more the billboards are going to be created in these sloped areas. For example, if I leave the slope in 0.99, only in this perfectly aligned with the XC plane section will the billboards be generated. But if I lower the threshold, then billboards are going to start appearing in these little slopes right here. So I'm going to leave this in 0.83. The best way to see how this works is to fiddle with it a little and see how it works. So this is the material. The material has to have the grass shader, and it has to have 4 different decorations. I have 4 flowers in this example right here. And the grass group size, what this does is this create groups of billboards so that the hardware can render them in batches, in big batches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create groups of 8 by 8. So I'm going to click generate ornaments, and what this does is this creates this group of ornaments, which are little flowers that you have in the terrain. Let me focus in here so that you can see what I mean. So these flowers are very densely packed. I can, for example, lower this value so that they are less packed. And one interesting thing is that this what this does is this creates this ornament object right here, and you can assign the game's camera, the main camera, to it, so that when you start the game, as I'm going to do about now, if you start the game, and you move the camera, you will see that the billboards start appearing only where the camera sees them, so that the hardware is not strained with this. I can adjust the how these billboards appear with these parameters right here. With these are 3 groups of billboards, and you can select the fade distance and the display distance for each group so that you can tweak how these billboards appear. And that's it. Thank you very much.